Hello, we are going to reveal our common ingredient in our 5 items here. It is the middle of summer and peach season. So the common ingredient here in these 5 items is peaches. So one of the things that we like to do is preserve what we have when it's in season. We do our best to eat things when they're in season, and of course we can take things and preserve them, such as dehydrating, freezing, or canning. So we will go through these 5 items and over time, but today, first, we are going to talk about how to freeze peaches. Hi, I'm Heather from Spirits Freedom Farm, and today we are going to be talking about peaches. And we are doing a little series here on what to do with a box of peaches from the peach truck. The peach truck comes up our way in the summers and brings peaches from Georgia, which are excellent. It's very difficult to get a good peach at the store around here. Many of the stone fruits and some of the other fruits are not very ripe or delicious, and they don't taste very good around here. So I appreciate these peaches very much, and I want to take advantage of having them as much as possible and using them and preserving them for future use. So we're going to talk about that. Now the boxes from the peach truck come in 25 pounds, 24 pounds, something like that, half a bushel. That's a lot of peaches to eat fresh. So we're going to be talking about some of the ways that we can preserve them. One of the easiest is to slice and freeze. And you may be thinking, oh, that's super easy, I know how to do that, and that's great. I was actually surprised though that some people have not frozen fruit before. In talking about the peach truck with other people and preserving fruit of various kinds, they didn't know how to freeze fruit. There was actually a lady from Georgia that I was speaking to who didn't know that you could freeze peaches. So it may be something that you already know, but there are people who don't know. So we're going to talk about doing that real quick here. Now, one of the things that you can do if you like is to peel the peaches. We'll have a tutorial on how to peel peaches with our jam video, but we don't really bother with that when we freeze them. We leave the skins on, they don't bother us. You can also, when you slice them, dip them in a little bowl of water that has a smidge of lemon juice in it if you're concerned that they may turn brown. Again, we're not going to be too worried about that for ourselves. We take them, I slice a peach into 8 pieces. However big it is just how big the pieces are. I don't worry about it too much. And then I lay them out in a tray. You can use a cookie sheet, a baking pan, whatever you've got, something kind of hard and flat. And I like to put parchment paper on it, and I'll show you why when they come out of the freezer. And to slice a peach, I like to start at the top where the stem was attached and go down where the crease is or the bump side there and go around that way. I don't have to worry about, since the seed is right there at the top, I don't have to worry about meeting up and having a weird crooked cut. And also that gives you the most exposure of the seed, so it's wider this way. So if you cut it the other way, then you're having to pull out more. These are freestone peaches, so the stone doesn't stick too much, but that just makes it a tiny bit easier to pull the peach or the pit out of the peach. And then I just cut it in half, and then cut each half into 4 pieces and lay those pieces down on parchment paper to put in the freezer. Now, what are some of the things that you can do with frozen peaches? Well, you can use them for a lot of the recipes that you'll be seeing us make here. Jams, you can use them for jams and chutneys and salsas and those sorts of things. You can use them to go ahead and make cobbler or pie. You can thaw them and put them over top of yogurt or oatmeal. So they're great to use. They don't get too soft. Now, they're not going to be quite the same as the fresh peach, but they don't degrade and get quite as soft as some other fruits do in the freezer. So they're going to be quite delicious for quite a variety of uses. So we'll fill our tray here, and then we will pop this right into the freezer. You can see it's very, very easy. And most fruit can be frozen the same way. Some fruit may turn a little bit brown, so you can treat it if you like with water and lemon juice, but you can do this with berries, melon, kiwi, bananas, pineapple, almost any kind of fruit you can think of. If you have a little extra and you would like to preserve it, go ahead and freeze it. It's easy to do. Make room for these 2 extra slices right here. Alright, so we're going to pop this into the freezer and we'll be back when it's out. Okay, our peach slices have been in the freezer for a few hours, so they're frozen solid now. And this will be why, I'll show you why we like the parchment paper. It doesn't stick to the pan and it won't stick to the peach slice, so we can peel the parchment paper up and peel the peach slices off very easily. We don't have to try to peel frozen peach slices or whatever kind of fruit you're using off of a pan. It makes it much easier. And so we just take these right off of here very quickly, drop them into a gallon freezer bag, or if you have another type of freezer container you like, that's fine. You can put them into, if you have a vacuum sealer, you can use that just fine. But these work just as well if you don't need a vacuum sealer. You can peel these up. And then once we have it full, we can continue to freeze peaches and fill this bag. I like to put about 15-ish, give or take, peaches in each of these bags. It's about the right amount so that the bag will be full, but it will be flat. This is only about 4 peaches, but about 3 times that many, give or take, will give you a nice thick bag, but it won't be bulging and pop open, and you'll be able to flatten it out a little bit and store it that way. So we have the peaches, because they are frozen individually, we'll be able to take the bag out and pour a few out if we want. Now to seal these up, give it a nice, as good of a seal as you can without a vacuum sealer. You close that up and take your little straw, put it in the corner of the bag, like so, and then just seal up all the way to the corner of the bag. Press out as much air as you can this way, and then just, and there you go. It's almost as good as vacuum sealed. So now this can go in the freezer and we can use it for all kinds of recipes.
Please visit the blog post linked in the video description below for more information about this video and the supplies used.